What happens if we replace the sun with a black hole? This is a good question, yes. So let's first consider replacing the sun with a black hole of the same mass as the sun. So let's say through magic like this, I replace the sun instantaneously with a black hole of the same mass as the sun. So right where the sun is, we put a black hole there and the sun disappears. So what happens? So first of all, we sitting here on the planet Earth will not know about this for 8 minutes. After you replace the sun with the black hole, over here on Earth, we will not know about it for 8 minutes because that's how long it takes for the light of the sun to reach the Earth. It's only after 8 minutes that the sun will go dark. So that's the first effect. The sun goes dark, so the light disappears. So we suddenly are in darkness wherever we are on the planet. Usually, half the planet is dark and half the planet is in sunlight, right? But suddenly everything goes dark. Then what happens is that because of the lack of solar radiation, the heat that comes from the sun, the Earth starts cooling very rapidly. And within days or weeks, probably about a week or so, probably less than a week, the Earth freezes. All the oceans freeze, everything freezes, and that's the end of life on the Earth. Everybody dies. All humans, all animals, everyone dies. Whatever little heat is left available for life on Earth is in geothermal vents and all that, deep under the oceans. So those animals that thrive on geothermal energy may survive. Everyone else dies. Photosynthesis ceases because of the lack of light. So then all plants die and all animals die, and there's freezing everywhere and all that. There is that. Then, because the sun no longer exists, the solar wind that is emitted by the sun suddenly disappears, because of which the heliosphere, this big bubble of solar radiation, that disappears around the solar system. And that's how, and because of this, the interstellar medium of outer space outside of the solar system is able to now penetrate the solar system region. So that's a big change that happens. Uh, Apart from that, nothing else changes. Because the black hole that we have replaced the sun with has the same mass, the orbits of the planets don't change, everything continues the same way. But the the big daddy, the source of heat, disappears, and everything else changes as a consequence. But what if we replace the sun with a black hole that's 10 times the mass of the sun? A different mass, 10 times the mass, or 100 times the mass. What happens? In that case, all the changes that I told you will already happen, but the planets and all the objects in the solar system will now feel a much stronger gravitational attraction to this object at the center of the solar system. So the orbits will shrink, will become much tighter, and the orbital velocities will become much faster, and the orbits will become more elliptical. That's a change that will happen. And this will cause perturbations in the orbits of, and it could cause certain planets to be ejected out of the solar system. It could cause planetary collisions between, let's say, the Earth and Venus, Earth and Mars, or something like that. That could happen. So it will cause significant chaos in the solar system. So this is called a thought experiment, a Gedanken experiment, and it's interesting to do such experiments to see from a student's perspective. It's interesting to do it, to see how much of a grasp we have on the laws of physics. So it will never happen, obviously, thank God, thank the gods. But yes, these are the things that could happen, that will happen if the sun gets replaced by a black hole.